Here's now, and welcome to this lesson on eSafety. Today we're going to have a look at phishing, which is particularly important these days. So let's have a look. There's quite a bit of vocabulary today. We'll start off with, it seems really basic, but an email is a message potentially with small files sent electronically, but it's a message sent electronically. Spam is mass emails sent from automated sources, so thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of emails sent from computer programs. A URL is a website address. It's called a uniform resource locator, but it's a website address. An attachment are files sometimes sent with emails, so maybe PDFs or PowerPoints or images, stuff that's attached to the email. Phishing is email spam sent hoping to get your personal information, so that's the ultimate aim. Smishing is spam sent via text messages, so like phishing but in a different medium, text messages. Vishing is phone calls trying to get your personal information. Okay, so smishing and vishing are different forms of phishing. Good grief. Right, okay, so by the end of this lesson, you should know what phishing is, how to spot it, other types of phishing, and what to do if you spot phishing. So, quite simple. During this tutorial I will show you what phishing is, examples of phishing that I've received personally recently, explain what smishing and vishing are, and I will give you examples of how to spot phishing messages. Right, let's begin. So, phishing, I'm going to give the simile that everybody does of fishing. So when you go fishing, you cast your hook into the water and you wait. Electronically, the spam, they're called bots, robots, little programs, send lots of emails, just blat them out to email addresses that they've found that have been leaked onto the internet, sometimes to email addresses that don't even work. Okay, spam makes up 80% of internet traffic, because there's just so much of it. Yeah, right. So back to fishing. You've got your hook in the water. Eventually, a fish will see it, and that's the equivalent of a user might read the email, which is a bad idea in itself, because opening an email often means that the fact that you've opened the email can be tracked, which will tell the bad guys that your email does exist and that they should send it more spam. So if you can, don't even open them. Right. Loads of fish will see the hook, and eventually one fish might bite, which is the equivalent of a user might click on the link or download an attachment, both of which are bad. And then, so you reel the fish in, and your reward is the fish. In the fishing example, as far as emails are concerned, the user puts the information into a website. So it could be a click to confirm your details, or your emails, your account's been compromised, please log in and check your details. And in doing so, you'll go to a fake website, and if you haven't been paying attention to this PowerPoint, you'll put your data into the website, which is the reward for the criminals. because it could be usernames, emails, passwords, bank details, it could be anything. Okay, alternatively, the user opens an attachment and the virus is delivered to their computer. The virus could sit there and watch what you're putting into the computer, so it could monitor emails and passwords, all that kind of stuff, or it could destroy your computer, depending on how the virus is programmed. So that was phishing. Right, two different types of phishing. There's deceptive phishing, which is the most common type. That's the one where they send loads and loads of emails out. It's called spray and pray. So just the bulk of these emails, hopefully statistically someone's going to open it and someone's going to fall for it. So fraudsters impersonating a legitimate company, for example PayPal, or we're going to see in a bit Morrison's, to steal personal data or login information. Deceptive phishing is frequently use threats and a sense of urgency. That's a really good way of spotting this sense of urgency to scare users into entering their details to click on the link and sort out this problem that's been created. The other type is spear phishing, which is the same as deceptive phishing but a bit more precise. So individualised emails contain the target user's name, position in the company, who your boss might be, that kind of stuff. And this information is usually gleaned from social media. So it will be, I don't know, on LinkedIn, you'll give your current company information. These spear phishers will scrape that information from social media, tie it to your email address, and use it to try and trick you into clicking on the links. Because there's a bit of a connection, because you think, oh, well, they must know me because they've got this information, but you forgot that you stuck it on the internet a while back. So that was phishing. Here's an example of some phishing. So I had an email from exclusive offers, which just seems a little bit suspect. The underscores, just, I don't know, are they trying to be trendy or are they just being weird? And then, yeah, the subject said, please confirm your shipping details. With an intro of congratulations to our, and inside the email it said to our 3 winners. But there's something that just doesn't quite look right about it. The underscores, the capital letters, nobody uses that. Not proper, legit companies. Okay, and it just looks a bit clickbaity to me. Looking inside the email, so there's the email, supposedly from Morrison's. They've got the Morrison's logo in there, which they could just have pinched off the website. Usually with these things, there's grammar errors in spam emails. There weren't any in this one. However, the formatting looked terrible. Nobody uses centering these days. It's fresh out of the 80s, so there's a bit of a giveaway there. Morrison's wouldn't do that to themselves. And it says expected delivery time in 2 days, which gives that sense of urgency. You've got to log in now and confirm your address details, which I presume they'll go on and use for something else criminal. Okay, that's the address of me hovering over the link. You can find the links in emails by just clicking and holding on the link on mobile browsers, because obviously you can't hover over the link like on a laptop. But yeah, if you click and hold on it, it'll pop up with the link information. So I'd look at the link before I contemplated opening it, which I didn't. But it's going to be a website that looks a lot like Morrison's, tricking you into entering your information. So when I looked at the link on the email message, it was the entire email was a link. It wasn't just the link was a link, the entire email was a link, which is very unusual. And the link is a shortened URL, which isn't always a problem. Loads of people use these shortened URLs, but it's easy to hide where you're going. So this URL could have masked a particularly dodgy looking URL, and it could have just gone straight to a document which would have downloaded into your computer or onto your phone or whatever, and could contain something nasty. So this adds to the sort of the detective crumbs as such. You see these URLs on top of everything else, and think, nah, I'm not really going to click on that. Not now. I'm Captain Sensible, and I've seen this presentation. Okay, and then lastly, I clicked on the address details at the top of the email, so somewhere around there, so I could see who it was from, and who it was. Well, obviously to me, I've blurred out my email address, but that's who it was from. And bearing in mind they say that they're from Morrison's, Morrison's would never use that email address. And the reply email was not to Morrison's. I don't know what this chemics in chemicalcast.com just doesn't seem anything to do with Morrison's. And above all, neither of those email addresses end in morrisons.com. Okay, when you're looking for these things, the morrisons.com really should appear right at the end of the email address. Sometimes email addresses contain keywords, like for example Morrisons, but it's got to finish with morrisons.com if it was from Morrisons. Logic. Okay, next. This is a chancer email that I received the other day. It's from someone who might be real, but I'm going to ignore this for now. The claimer reckons that this website uses copyright images, which people upload to this website, so it's possible. I then read on, and it might be true. However, the sender is trying to get you to download a document. Right at the bottom, this Google Sites links to a document, which I don't know what it was, but it says in their sites, and then downloads files. So it's a document of some sort, which I presume contains a virus, I'm guessing, unless this email actually is real. But I'm sure they'll get back to me if there's further problems. Yeah, so it's trying to get you to download a document, which maybe got my hackles up and thought, not going for that. Right, yeah, so it also gives a sense of urgency. It's not quite obvious, but it says going to give you a few days to sort it out. So you've got that time limit and that sense of urgency, which might send you into a panic, and you might do something a bit silly, like click on the link. So I'm going to ignore it. And then, as if emails weren't enough of a problem, this is a text message I got fairly recently, supposedly from HMRC, who is the government. This is called a smishing message, so it's an SMS text message, phishing for information. It's from a mobile number. If it was from the government, it would be that there would be a government word, a name of the department, as opposed to just the mobile number. Promises money. It's a bit of an enticement for you. but the link doesn't go to a .gov website. tax-claims.org. That's going to be a dodgy website. All government websites have .gov in them. It's just a fact. Right. So that was a bit of smishing. This, I don't know what to call this. This is social media. I mean, it's kind of smishing, but this was via WhatsApp. So my mate Paula got this one. She forwarded it on to me. So what's wrong with this WhatsApp message? You have a bit of a look through. So look, there's the KFC logo. Looks like it's from KFC. And then you have a bit of a look at this and think, I'm not sure. And I don't know if KFC would send smileys, emoticons. So it looks a bit ropey. I think it was like a Friday night. She'd had a couple of glasses of wine, so I think she actually did click on the link. Don't think anything particularly bad happened to her. Right. Anyway, there's that central sense of urgency. Hurry up. Get these three meal deals. So there's the urgency, which instantly makes me think, oh right, yeah, not sure. I mean, KFC wouldn't say hurry up; they'd say something, a little bit more glamorous than that. And the website should be kfc.com, but instead it's kfc.com -oc.com. So it's got kfc.com in the domain, which does fool some people, but actually that's the domain. com-oc.com is the domain. So yeah, that's not real. Ignore that one. Always check the URLs before you click on them. Yeah, common sense. Nice. Right. So then there's phone calls. Obviously, I haven't recorded a phone call, but they do happen sometimes. They usually happen around about dinner time, or when you might be distracted and not really concentrating on the phone call, and you'd be more inclined to believe what they're saying. The phone calls are often banks, credit cards. You see adverts on the telly saying, "We'll never ask for your personal information." That's true, but the criminals will do. Another thing they might try and do is try to get access to your laptop, for example. So potentially they could be trying to get login information out of you to do with the banks and the credit cards and stuff. Or maybe they'll phone their saying from PC World or something. My mum had a phone call from supposedly PC World saying, "Oh, there's something wrong with your PC. We need to sort it out right now." And she just put the phone, didn't put the phone down, but just sort of placed it down, so they were still on the line, and she just walked away from it because she's not got a PC, she's got an Apple Mac, so surely they would know that if they were from the company that sold it to her. Anyway, so she left them on the phone so they could potentially be charged for their time, or at least waste their time. And yeah, she walked away, and I don't know how long they were on the phone for before they realised that they'd been had by my own mum. Anyway, good on you, mum. Right. So if you see any of this stuff, I mean, it's actually obvious, but I just thought I'd put this slide in. Always be suspicious of emails from people you don't know. Yeah, just be suspicious all the time. Email's the main way that they get in, but they're starting to come in via social media and text messages and things. So always be suspicious. Yeah, delete it or ignore it, depending on how tidy you want your inbox to be. And then what I do, if it happens again, then I block it. You can do that, when you first get them, but I often I'll keep hold of them and just have a bit of a look at them, because obviously I then pass it on to you guys. Right, and yeah, never click on the links and don't download any attachments. I mean, if you can, don't even open the email. Just get rid. So, yeah, there you go. Keep calm, carry on learning. Ignore all emails, get back to your learning. So, in this presentation, in this tutorial, I have explained what phishing is. I've shown you examples of phishing that I've received recently. I've explained what smishing and vishing are and gave examples. I've given examples of how to spot phishing messages. So, have a good day, get outside and see some sunshine, and I shall see you next week.